Ladies and gents, it's getting close. And for those who celebrate Christmas, you've probably been counting down to the holidays. For me, I'm excited to go home with family, eat great food, make some great memories. And we have a wonderful memory to make here in Age of Empires 2 because we have a Christmas tree map. Looks awesome. This map didn't exist a couple hours ago. I just mentioned something to Hizemi, who ended up making it. And I think it looks pretty cool. He said he's going to tweak it in the future. And apparently that these things are supposed to be presents. So very creative job on the presents. That wasn't initially what I saw when I saw the one on the right. But if you see the one on the left, you could definitely see the presents. So I think this is awesome. Yeah, and the kings, the kings look like ornaments. Aw, ornaments on the tree. Oh yeah, down here. Okay, I'm stupid. I was thinking like a Christmas ball, and I thought you were talking about this. Anyways, we've got 8 players from the community. You can see the kings moving around on our tree on the mini-map. And it is not exploding kings. We've done exploding kings a lot, okay? The kings do not explode. However, kings cannot garrison, guys. So it definitely ups the difficulty and ups the level of stress involved in these games. As always, the goal is to be the last man standing. The goal is to be the one who wins the game, which may mean you may need to backstab some friends you've made along the way. Here in the magenta, we have Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray is playing as the Chinese. In the green, not too far away, we have Demon Llama playing as the Mongols. As I see these kings running by each other. Here in the red, we have Emperor in a Bucket playing as the Bohemians. In the teal, we have Jubberdunkus playing as the Byzantines. Oh, yellow's king is here. I was a little confused. Yellow, you know, there are times, guys, it's hard to believe that this guy has been a mod on my channel and part of the community for so long. But Shulker, our buddy old pal, has TC'd the stump of the tree. Only there's no actual wood at the stump. So Shulker playing as the Huns is going to go over here and chop wood. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be the first time I saw it, so I take it back. In the orange, we have I Go Full Feudal, playing as the Malians. In the gray, we've got Burmese for Mr. Cat, not to be confused with Mr. Gray. And then last but not least, oh, what a spot, we have Crystar. And Crystar is playing as the Celts in the north. And that extra wood chopping speed is going to be really helpful, actually, for Crystar. He could chop his way through to the star on the top of the tree, which is quite a bit of gold. And that was like the next thing I wanted to analyze, because I looked at the whole bird's eye view, but I wanted to see that like the starting resources and the balance for this map. And this is pretty good, right? You've got like some boars around, you have some pigs, you do have the little Rudolph deer for food if you want to eat poor Rudolph. Stone and gold seems to be somewhat everywhere. And these guys are talking about their kings at the moment. Shulker says, I have no idea where my king is either. And Grace is probably broken mod. Okay, so people are struggling to find their kings, apparently. But yeah, you know, we'll see how this goes. I don't know if it's ever going to be worth it to go over here and get the fish. I think it's just a visual thing, but I mean, if you could somehow chop through there, I think it would be nice. Oh, actually, what I've just noticed here, guys, is that the reeds have 50 wood, and then these taller trees, the tree Fs, oh, and then tree dead, and then tree I, whatever, have 125. So you could actually chop your way through faster than you might think. And again, with no explosions, and without being able to garrison, there's a lot of reason to snipe, right? Like this type of a situation in Exploding Kings would lead to Red saying, I will never... Oh, God, dead villager. Red would say, I would never take the risk. Yes. And end up going... This is stressing me out so much. Okay, now I can speak. I would never take the risk to kill this player, because if you kill this player, then it's going to kill yourself. So, again, that's not the case here. You could even see feudal age archers kill some kings, and there's no real negative consequences if you kill the king. There will, of course, be negative consequences if you make someone next to you angry, and then they no longer trust you. It feels like maybe we'll see teams based on location here. We're going to have a little bit of time, I think. until we ever see any type of attacking here. So lots of things to wait for. And once again, shout out to Zemi for making the map. I think it looks really cool. So, story time, kind of, or just we'll talk about the holidays or whatever. So, you know, I'm really bad with Christmas gifts every year. And thankfully, I have my fiance who's like telling me to get on that and whatnot. But I've been thinking really hard about like what to get my family. And my family always struggles to know what to get me because I don't know. I'm just like the type of guy, and this isn't a brag, but like, first off, I'm a very simple human. I don't need a lot. But then it's like, for the most part, I already have what I need and what I like, right? And if I like don't have something, I'm like, I'm interested in that. Generally speaking, I'm going to just try and get it if I can, right? So anyways, my mom always complains that I'm really difficult to get gifts for, and as do other people in my family. Last week, I received, I don't know the exact amount, but I would say like maybe like 25 pounds of different types of chicken. It was like diced chicken breast, whole chicken breast, chicken thigh, ground chicken. What other types of chicken was it? Oh, we had like frozen chicken tenders. Like just chicken on chicken on chicken. And then it also had like some twice baked potatoes, which if you don't know what those are, those things are amazing. Yes. Some cheesecakes, and that was it. It was so much chicken, like months worth of chicken. And I realized, I was like, this is definitely my granny, isn't it? I was like, she knows I'm not going to send her a list. She wants to get something practical. And as far as she knows, every meal that I eat incorporates some type of chicken. Not every meal, by the way, but I do eat a lot of chicken. So I emailed her, and she was like, yeah, that was me. I didn't know what to get you, so I figured that would be helpful. But I wish I took a picture. It was so much chicken. I think I'm even missing different variations. So yeah, our fridge and freezer is just stuffed full of chicken right now. A shout out to my lovely granny for the practical gift idea there. The freezer's not really that big. So we, I mean, the first night I got it, I ate chicken. So, I mean, we've been chipping away at it. But anyways, my brain was there. And then the other thing I wanted to say about like gifts and whatnot with family is I'm pretty sure I'm going to get celery soda from my brother for Christmas this year. And I kind of asked for it, but basically, I don't even know how we got in this conversation. But if you follow my Extras YouTube channel or you follow me here on the stream, I play Farming Simulator with my older bro every now and then. And so last night we were playing, and so some of you may have caught this, but we were just like reminiscing on old times, and he remembered when my great-grandmother like brought celery soda to a party or whatever. And so then he looked it up, and apparently like one store still sells it somewhere. And he's like, you might get that for Christmas. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Chicken and celery soda. That's going to be my Christmas. Yeah, it does sound disgusting, but doesn't it make you curious? Like, I've definitely had things in my life that I thought would be disgusting that I ended up liking. So I'm not expecting to be a huge celery soda guy, but apparently it's a thing. Okay. Well, anyways, we'll see if the Castle Age comes in. We've got the power text at the top right. Ugh, power text. That just means age and whatever else. It is played on Explored, so these guys are asking like what these things are on the sides. And it looks like Full Feudal's finally figured it out. I really like how spaced out the players are for the most part. I like how we've got like one player at the very top of the Christmas tree. That's beautiful. I know a place that sells mustard soda and ranch dressing soda if you want to outgift him. No way. That sounds horrible. Like celery soda. See, the thing is celery doesn't have a lot of taste. So I just would expect it to be bland and kind of meh. But the other things you just mentioned are very strong tasting. Ugh. Maybe that's gonna be the thing. I don't know. Oh, that sounds brutal. Gray, why enemy me? Question mark says Blue. And well, Mr. Cat is actually enemy to everyone. Some cats are like that. You know, other cats are more personable. I'm going to assume Gray is going to realize, oh, crap. I made the... I broke the #1 rule of Diplo. You should always ally everyone. Don't try and use neutral, okay? Don't let anyone convince you neutral's good in these games. That's just going to be some... They're just going to look at you and say, oh, well, everyone else is friends with me. This person's not. So why don't we team up on this guy? Because he can't love me. And it's going to bring up a bunch of old feelings for them. And there he goes. Yep, Gray realizes now. And even Orange is commenting on the Christmas tree topper. We did actually... So I always go home with family for Christmas. And so we don't do a ton typically, And it doesn't even really feel like Christmas because we're not with family. And it's also not really freaking cold where I live at this time. So, all that said, we actually, and when I say we, mainly my fiance, and then I just oohed and awed at it. We kind of put some stuff around the house this year. And I think what did it for me is I watched, the new Christmas movie, which is phenomenal, by the way. It is a musical. It is going to be jarring, but I was surprised I loved it. There's a new Christmas movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds we watched. And we watched it, the day after Thanksgiving. And so I've just been in, this holiday mood ever since. Usually it's very hard for me to get in that mood until I'm, home. But yeah, I've been feeling a little holiday-y, so... Whatever you guys are up to or not up to out there over the next couple weeks, everyone watching, I do wish you the best. Hope it's a good time. Also, hello, Octavio. It's snowing where you're at. Yep. See, I don't have that here, man. I was swimming yesterday. Or not yesterday, 2 days ago. It's weird, man. It's really hard for it to feel like the holidays when it's not cold. But obviously, it's fantastic, at the same time. All right, so expectations here in this game. First off, Demon Llama is playing as the Mongols, and you always have to be scared of the Mongols, okay? That's #1 thing. Next thing comes to mind for me is I think Crystar and Emperor in a Bucket are the top 2 ELO players in this game. They're both in Castle Age. They're both on extra TCs right now. So keep an eye on the eco counts here. Jubberdunkus being at 32. Jubberdunkus is still in Feudal. So I don't think Jubberdunkus is going to be in that top, 3 conversation with Veil count for very long. But we'll have to see. Dude, I watched it after you suggested it with the wife and really liked it. Yeah, man. They should be giving me commission on that movie. But like I said, so for those that, didn't hear the previous conversation, I'm not a big musical guy. And this is going to shock you guys, but I find it very hard to like new things. Which is why I'm here on a really old game. Because I'm like, no game could ever beat this, Not a big singing, musical, anything like that guy, It's not like I hate it, but I never, want to use my free time to enjoy that type of thing. And I think it's called Spirited or whatever. We watched it, and it was actually fantastic. It tugged at the heartstrings a little bit, more than I expected. Made you laugh more than I expected, and I was pretty engrossed into it, so... It would definitely be in our rotation, probably, for the future. Now remember, Mr. Cat, and I understand there's been a lot of talking otherwise. There are people in comments who always tell me, don't change T90. We like that. But we got to, of course, focus on the game here. And Mr. Cat, the player who didn't ally people originally, is now starting to, talk to some people or meow their direction. Says, Shulker want to ally better or worse? Shulker doesn't respond. Gray then says, hey, Blue, I'm looking for a friend. Want to ally for better and worse? Blue says, sure, bro. We are next to each other anyways. So, if there's one thing I remember about Shulker, he normally is not very chatty in these games. That has hurt him in the past. Teal Red, just to you. Want to be trading buddies. Got a good long route. That is true. Yes. You do have Shulker right in the middle of that, but that's a very good point. I'm not sure how much trade really matters on this map, though, guys, because there's so much gold. Oh, boy. Moment of truth. What about yellow, says Jubberdunkus. I don't know. It's Shulker, pretty good at Diplo. They don't trust him. He's the snipe one, right? Oh, he thinks it's Snippy. Oh, I think he's confused Shulker with Snippy. And then Teal says if it came to that, yeah. But I think Orange didn't mean which one do we snipe. I think he meant that's the one who snipes people. Oh, man, this is interesting. And then Blue says, Perp, watch out just to you. Want to be allies. We're definitely not ready yet, says Jubberdunkus. And they're... Okay, communication's hard, but these guys are chatting it up. So Purple said thank you, and I think in that moment... And I'm not going to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure that there was a signal from Blue as if to tell Purple, Green's making crossbows, be careful. Because you cannot garrison, guys. So Purple has moved the king. Hey, Shulk, bottom 4 trading buddies, Teal and Red are in. Now, the thing about Shulker in these games over the years is just he doesn't talk to a lot of people. He does a great job taking it late sometimes because he doesn't, like, make anyone angry. But this is a great opportunity to be like, yeah, I'm in. And Shulker says, sure. So, good stuff from him. Hey, T90, love all the great content. Just finished the Farm Sim stream from yesterday. Thank you for all. Just a mostly silent watcher. Well, you're one of the, you're in the minority if you actually finished all the Farming Sim content. But I had a good time, and you're welcome. Thank you, man. Purple, want to bring King back here? Yeah, I keep King safe, says Green. And this is when Purple had just said, are we good, to Green. But according to what I'm seeing here, none of the messages that Green just said actually went to Purple. Also, Purple... You gotta be careful. You can't trust this guy. But look at this. So this is a good position. This is what you want to do. You want to, like, get to a corner. Like, Blue's position is also really good. You can't garrison, but you can fortify and wall up or be protected from the wood lines. Look at the top economies right here. Demon Llama at 40. So, funny story, interesting little story with Demon Llama. I saw JBR brought it up, so he opened up the door. But basically, so right now we have Titans League Silver. And there's 144 players in that bracket. There's the top 144 players that's signed up. And it's all seeded based on, like, highest rank ever and current rank. And JBR did the whole bracket. And he accidentally put in Demon Llama, who is a 1200 player, as ranked 2200. So it kind of screwed up the whole thing, and then we had to end up redoing it. But it is interesting how we have Demon Llama, of all people, in this game. So I'm pretty sure he's 1200 elo if it's the same Demon Llama, because JBR, who's the admin, was in my chat a moment ago and said, apologies to you, Demon Llama, by the way. Hey, Gray, what are you up to? Could use friends. Teal and Red looking strong together. Ooh, so this is sneaky because Orange wants to be buddy. Or Orange said he wants to be buddies with these guys. It was Demon Llama that missed out because I see. Well, Demon Llama's in a great spot to kill a king, so I don't think Demon Llama's going to complain too much.
Yes.
Hey, Shulk, gonna be dropping some military buildings between us, if that's okay. Blue says, I think I'm a try-snipe Green. He's building army. I have Purple in the chat. Okay. And Purple's like, please do that. But what I like from Crystar is that Crystar's like, really, like, he could just roll over Purple, but he realizes, no, I need to have friends. And look at the build-up here, guys. Look at the way he's creeping forward from the top down. Why not closer to Gray, says Shulker. He's like, why build towards me? And Full Feudal says, yeah, that's fair. I can do that. Okay. Well, Christmas tree's looking pretty full, guys. Looking pretty full. And the trade has begun. I'll tell you what, though. If it was Exploding Kings, there's no way red and teal would want to be this close. I like what red did. So teal is... red has placed the king right behind the town center. It's actually very hard to find that. And in a normal regicide game, you would look for flags on one building. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's in that because he must be garrisoned. But now you actually have to really look hard. So there's a big difference between this and between this. We're casting, so that's easy for us. But can you imagine if you're in the game and you got to look at everything else? I don't think that'd be too easy. Like, blue doesn't have to do that because blue's walled up, but everyone else should absolutely be doing that. Like, I can't actually tell.
Yes.
Oh, gray. Like, gray's is kind of hard to see, too. And gray just is chatting as hard as Demon Llama turns on Shulker. And, well... Speaking of kings out in the open. Well... Shulker's dead. And, you know, he didn't have the army just yet. He didn't expect that. And now blue is saying green killed him. Demon Llama's probably like, oh my god, I killed him. I killed a T90 mod. Oh my god. Am I going to get banned from the Discord? Like, Demon Llama's like, heart is probably beating. He's probably so happy. Green did it, 11. Good job, buddy. And, like, Demon Llama keeps trying to act like it wasn't him. But, yeah, it was. Here comes some Celt Hussars. Not something you say every day. And blue has had a lot of time to sit over there and is allied with green right now. So can run in through the gate. Is there a hole over here? Remember, you cannot garrison. Blue turns. I do not believe there's a hole over there. Great job from Demon Llama. Turns on blue. And so Demon Llama kills a king. And now is gonna keep this king alive for the time being. Obviously, green's score is still really low. Still probably not the greatest signs for green in the long run. That everyone knows that snipe happened. But that was a clean snipe from green and clean defense from green. Very well played with the wall there. All right. Blue, why? And blue says misclick. I like it. Just to you, red, by the way. Okay, so red and teal are probably going to be like, listen. This green guy can't be trusted. It's us against the world here, man. It's us against the world. There's no one else we can trust. Not even at Christmas time. You want to let bygones be bygones? Just a misclick, bro. All right. Classic excuse. Accidentally clicked Hussars after the king. I hate it when that happens. Oh my god, guys. You know what I just remembered? You can garrison and transport ships. So I didn't clarify that with the players, but if they watched last week and the week before, or they try it, you can actually garrison and transports. Emperor in a bucket will know. He's a good player. I think he and blue are the highest elo. And they also pay attention to these community games. It's behind his castle at the wood line. So yeah, this is red and teal talking about how to kill green, I believe. Also, I still think green's like screwing something up with the chat because it keeps saying this. And capture age is usually not incorrect on that. Purple says, are you okay? I am slow. Okay, so purple showing some concern for green, and green says, yeah, I am good. I'm not crazy, right? Like, green's messages is just not going to anyone. Perp, you can move your king to me if you want, or make a castle in my base. That's a nice offer. I think purple could actually take that. But if you do that, you're accepting that you're not going to beat blue ever. Like, you're always going to be at least second place. Okay. Red did say a moment ago that red noticed the king was there. I understand if you don't want to keep in my base. Just defense says green to nobody. Green is in a room, all alone, at a computer, thinking this is an online game. Thinking that he's making friends. But he's not. Can you imagine if you had, like, the best joke ever? At least we see it. That's all that matters. Nobody laughs. You'd be like, man, I thought I was a good one. Okay, Imp is now in for all players. The Shulker's buildings have been taken down to make room for the trade. We'll see. Now, JBR, I think it's just replies. Replies don't show up in chat. So, like, if people have a thread or discussion, it never shows up in the on-screen chat. And I kind of like that. Because you could... Sometimes you have, like, 3 or 4 people talking about a specific topic. That's not necessarily relevant to some of the action. Okay. The classic Trebuchet, Ram, Hussar push with the Celts. But, I mean, the Rams and the Trebs are going to be the most important thing here. And Green just doesn't have any friends. Green obviously killed the king earlier. Everyone spotted it. It wasn't sneaky at all. And it's just in a position where purple's never going to turn on blue. It doesn't seem like red has any interest in helping. Red's king is over here, by the way. So red hasn't garrisoned in transport yet. Is green going to make a run for it? Dude, if green could get in and kill blue here. Oh, you can tell Crystar's scared about this. He's kind of freaking out. There is no gap though. Oh, he noticed it. Okay, man. Oh, wait, what happened? He placed a market now? Really good decision from green here. Like, you know you're probably going to die. So running through would have been an epic snipe. And that's kind of the point of the whole point of the game mode. But now you've got to defend yourself. And I just don't see it happening. Purple's king is there, though. Oh, green's looking for it. I think he's still allied with purple, though, which is kind of weird. And I guess maybe he didn't want to kill purple in the end. By the way, Mr. Cat, next time I would suggest getting the ballistics upgrade. It's going to be a big help. And green's still alive for now. But it's just everyone against green at the moment. Teal also shifted the king around a little bit, I've noticed. So we'll keep an eye on that. And green says, guys, I'm sorry, 11. But all they see is, guys, I'm sorry. Give me all your gold, says Crystar. Well, yeah, but... And I... Yo, Crystar's a bit of a savage, man. It's Christmas. Says, give me all your gold, and I won't stop, smiley face. Sheesh. All right. Well, dang. Well, good thing he got to die with his gold. Demon Llama goes out just as easily as he was able to take Shulker out of the game, and now we have 6 people. Green's going to come back and be like, crap, I didn't know my messages weren't going to anyone, and food, please. Feel a little frustrated, but it happens. Yeah, also, Crystar has the most gold access in the long run, I think. I mean, there's some pretty big... Actually, no, that's dumb. There's a lot of piles. Now, if Crystar is the favorite here, and is the best player, which I think is the case, what Crystar just said benefits him. Red is disappointed. By the way, Red's king is not garrisoned, but we have an Onager and Hoofnita, so that must have been what Red wanted to do to snipe green. And that was the master plan. But yeah, like, blue is proposing a 3v3 against the others. That's exactly what you want to do when you don't want your teammates turning on you. Gray just pinged our kings. Oh, also a little Onager cut here from Gray. Okay. No betrayal there. I only regret being caught killing yellow. Gotcha. Well, you played well. It's been kind of a quiet game in some ways from a lot of the other players, right? We haven't seen a lot of action from the south mainly. I bet you the resources are sky high for those players, though. You can see the stockpiles are insane. But, I mean, you got at the end of the day, you got to keep your king safe. Where is that king exactly for Teal? That king is sitting here next to the farm. Red, just to you, Teal and Orange just messaged me. They want to snipe you. I'll help you, though. This is the perfect approach here from Blue because it's, like, aggressive enough and, like... has a get it done attitude of, I'm doing this thing now. This is what happened. I'm just letting you know. And Red's taking it. Hook, line, and sinker. Red says, I assume that much. Are we still a team? Yes. Make sure your king is safe. Really good job from Blue. Obviously, none of that stuff happened. So Christar is lying here. This is good Diplo. Where are their kings, says Red. Oh, can you imagine if Red ends up killing the other guys because of the lie? Orange in his back corner, not sure on Teal. And Teal's like, Blue is definitely the biggest threat right now. Oh, for sure. Celts, Siege, Infantry is just insane. And not to mention that he's the safest player in the game. I think he's even safer than this guy. But maybe not.
Yes.
South of the map, Alliance. And now Red says, I heard the others wants to kill him. Blue is fine for now. And Mr. Gray, who's not Gray, which is so confusing, says, I will try to take Red. Sneaky, but there are cannon galleons here from Red. Yeah, I guess, like, the water's pretty big. But, I mean, it still feels like it's harder to get to Blue's King than it is to Red's. Like, here you could at least dock. Blue has forward position, I think. He's eyeballing you, Orange. I think he has rams.
Yes.
Okay. And now Red turns on purple. So Red knew the whole time. Which is obvious to see because they're allies. And Red's, like, kind of in the back corner. He doesn't have to look at too much. Try snipe now, says Blue. It's going to happen, guys. Who is going to fight against Blue here? Well, actually, Cataphracts are going to destroy, just like Jubberdunkus says. And he says, I'm ready. And Orange is also going to turn on Blue, and they're going to turn on the almighty Christar. We're going to have two people, and the Cataphract should wreck. Blue is not prepared for this. He made his position a little too obvious. And you just can't stop Cataphracts with that army composition. You're going to need something more. Red saying purple wanted my king. Gray is saying coming, but Gray is coming to support Blue, who's already lost everything here. Fully upgraded Cataphracts are one of the best things you can have against Celts. Not sure about Burmese Cav Archers. I guess it's not all... They're not actually that bad. They get full attack. Normal HP. They just lack some armor. Go now quick. I'm fighting Orange. I'll deal with Perp later. He says to Red. Oh. I wouldn't do a darn thing if I'm Red. Like, I'm not incentivized to make any moves. Gray, however, is trying to get to Teal's king. Does Teal remember where the... Oh my god! Lock the gate! Lock the gate! The Cav Archers are on the way! Lock the gate! The trade is opening the gate! Gray is running through! Oh, never mind. It's fine, actually. The king is back here. Unless there's a hole, which would be so sad. Orange is loving this. Oh, man. The castle fire and the army obviously will clear up Gray. And Gray says, no. Oh, it's a trap. What a great trap there from Orange. Well, you could really see, though, how easy it is for someone to run in those things. So it was good forward thinking, I guess, from Orange. And Orange is fine now. You got Purple over here, who's up against Red. And massive Hoofnite shots here against Red's Cav Archers. And this is all coming down to the fact that Purple had thought about sniping Red a moment ago, right? But this is where it'll get fascinating, because Blue and Red are supposedly friends. But now you've got Purple, who's with Blue, fighting up against Red. So I don't think that's going to go as Blue wanted it to go. They're going Mass Onager. We'll need your bomber cannons. Red says Teal. And yeah, potentially. But I mean, the Cataphracts, if you just go spread formation, the Cataphracts will still be fine. I think Malians are going to struggle a little bit more against the Halbs and whatnot, but still should be okay. And like I think Purple's going to die pretty quickly to this. The Halb Hoof needs a combination. It's so difficult to address. And so red's going to progress against purple. And now purple's running into blue's base. So purple realizes that could happen. Even still, though, if you really think about it, if purple's king is alive but base is gone, what good is purple, really? Snipe teal now. This is... Crystar's trying to get red to snipe teal. It does not make sense for red to do that. It would actually hurt red to do that. So I think red should just continue as is. And I think Crystar maybe played his hand a little too early. And maybe underestimated the strength of the South and the unity of the South, guys. They've been very loyal to each other. Graces need help. Gray's having big problems. Blue can probably hold his own for a while, but the flanks are getting pushed. Notice how red isn't attacking blue, though. Blue, if you're a true ally, kill purple. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Who is sniping kings for who? And blue says, okay. I think blue realizes that something needs to change. And says, I'll tell him to stop trying to attack you. I'm allied with him right now. I can't kill him. That wasn't the deal. You can't go telling... Yeah, red's like, just kill it. Yeah, you can't go telling red to just kill teal. If you're not going to kill purple, man. It's in your base. And I think maybe he didn't know. He says, oh, didn't realize it was that easy. Okay. Oh, this is so sad. Mr. Gray says, right after this whole conversation, I will rely on you. Buddy, if you only knew. And now Gray says, blue, help. Help. Oh, I will rely on you. And blue didn't even have the heart to say anything. But he does turn. And, I mean, purple, when you rewatch this, I'm sure you understand that it had to be this way for blue to have any chance. And purple's now dead. And blue's desperate. Blue's like, I need help. And purple says, okay. So, blue gets a kill. I still don't think, I think red should not help. Now, he might do so because they know each other well from this community. But I don't actually think it makes a ton of sense to go kill teal's king right now. I think it makes sense to just say, well, you have one less helper than blue and just go kill blue. All right. Red, kill. Exactly. So there's signals from blue. He's like, hey, you got to kill this now. What do you, my thing is, what are you going to do about it? If red says no, what's your recourse? You have nothing you can do to threaten him now. But he's saying that there was a deal here. And red might consider it because cataphracts are owning everything and teal is top score. Where is his king? Well, that's not something that blue can tell you, right? Because blue, well, blue actually has decent vision over here. But blue says you're allied, look for it. Let's see if you can find it. It's really hard to see. I would look behind castles. I'd look behind TCs. I wonder if Jubberdunkus is going to realize that he's, melting everybody. And cataphracts are just so freaking good that everyone should be scared of him and no one else. Ooh, the king has moved a little bit here for teal. And he's moving it off the farm, possibly, and maybe next to something safer. And this is, at least based on what we know, not necessarily safer. And red's not making any movement towards it. Meanwhile, cataphracts are still owning everything blue has. Also, orange is making progress against gray. So, gray is pretty toast as well. Though maybe could hold on for a little bit longer. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Red has two hoof needs. Can an attack ground from these two kill this thing? Teal really trusts red. Because remember, it's ally to the end with teal, orange, and whoever else. And red says, do you need help? You have to say yes. Okay, if you say no, he's just going to kill you. Okay, Teal says probably he's really fortified. Emperor says against 2, and Jubber says blue. That would make me think, like, who do you think, dude? Like, have you not been doing anything? I think Red's just trying to, like, keep his trust and keep him talking. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so Mr. Cat's king is going to go down. But Red just told me he was going to snipe you, Teal. Watch out! Blue is telling this. He was the one who told Red to snipe. And now I think Teal's going to run away. Yo, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. Is Blue going to try and spin this into an alliance with Teal somehow? Ah, thank you, Blue. And then Blue says he didn't say anything about you, just Teal. Meanwhile, Blue is actually going for Teal's king, I think. Makes sense, says Orange. Yo, this has had some twists. I think regardless of the result, Blue has done absolutely everything he can to Diplo in this game. He's tried every hand he could possibly play. And the king's not here anymore. Blue's looking around for it. And now Emperor turns on Blue and is just going to push Blue. So, I mean, if Teal would have read that, I'm not even convinced Teal saw that. Teal might have just turned around and attacked Red. But now it's just still going to be so much harder for Blue, who seems to have very little chance because Blue doesn't have any friends. I mean, maybe Orange will do something. Red and Blue were allied. They're no longer allied anymore. If Blue hadn't warned Teal, then maybe his hustlers could have found Teal's king. True, right? Oh, that's so crazy. Red's still interested in that thing, though. Like, Red is still going to be keeping an eye out for it. But obviously, they're pushing in together now against Blue, and you would need siege onagers with halbs, and you would need a lot of both things. And even then, how do you stop these cannons? Yeah, I think it's a good point. Like, they know Blue's desperate, so anything Blue says can't be trusted. Orange just says, oof, I need a minute to regroup. And that's fine. He's not used to making it to Castle Age or Imperial Age because he goes full feudal, so he's just getting used to things here. This is going to make it very difficult to snipe Red later. I wonder if, like, they ever realize that. I could see a world where Orange and Teal end up going up against, wow, he's killing so many cataphracts. Red. Dude. Soon the cataphracts won't be a problem, but, we'll see. Okay, Red says to Teal now, Blue keeps asking me to snipe you. He's desperate. I know, he told me you would, 11. I love how Teal's like, man, Red's such a bro. Red would never think about sniping me. Red is so kind. Red is so... Oh, man, I love this Red guy. Teal says, if you ask me, once we win, we go after Orange, and then we see what happens after. And Red agrees. And Blue's trying possibly his final hand. He says, think about what happens to you guys when I die. You will be turned on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. And go full feudal at the perfect time. It's like he knows what the others are saying. Says, Blue, just to you, if you ping Teal's king, I'll help you. And Blue's pinged roughly around there. Now, the thing is, Orange, you're in the better position to find this thing. Where is it? Oh, it's hidden there. And he says done. But that wasn't even the proper location. Like, Blue just straight up just pinged there randomly. He wants to start a war fast. I mean, he's going to die quickly. Like, he really needs someone to save him. And Teal and Red are buddy-buddy. Or so it seems. If Blue can stay alive, because of Orange's sniping attempts, Blue could win this whole thing eventually. It's possible anyways. I think it's unlikely he survives. It all depends on how fast Orange moves. And Orange has probably been looking. It's so hard to see. There's no mini-map icon like we have. And Christar with the house walling, the quick walling, keeping the cataphracts out. The king is still running around back there. The halbs are actually taking out the cannons. And red also has 2 cannons next to teal over here. And I think teal noticed it. But now orange is here as well. And tell me orange sees it. He's got to turn perfectly. He turns. These are Farimba light cav. They have more attack than your average light cav. Oh, God. They can't garrison. Wait, what? You got to click the king. Click the king, man. I know exactly what's happening, by the way. Red's trying to get it. Red is a snake, bro. Red is trying to get this thing. But orange gets it. And teal dies. And actually, blue... What? Blue's king is over here. What has happened? We have to rewind to see this. Can he survive? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, thankfully, he's Celts and not the enemy. Because, you know, you don't want those fast Celt halbs chasing you. But, Blue, tell me you know about this. Oh, my word. This is insane. I mean, he hasn't... Oh, he can't go towards the cataphracts. Blue! The cannon blocked it! The cannon blocked it! No way! Run! King, run! Oh, the halbs have been killed by the cannons! This is insane, man. Red could actually miss out on killing this because the cannons are slowly going down. And blue still has to somehow avoid the cataphracts, though. The great escape is complete. Let's go. Let's go. How did he... Oh, quick wall. Quick wall. Ah! Oh, we're running back out. Run. No. Oh, my God. He's up 4 HP. Red's still coming with more units. Really, what should be happening is orange should be trying to get to red right now. Oh, my God. How is this king still alive? Oh, but red is honed in on him, man. Like, red is not going to let this thing get away. And I don't see how blue can, like, make enough halbs. He's just not producing enough right now. You probably can't pick up the, like, type and say, hey, go kill red right now. Oh! Dead. Well, that was pretty epic. All right, I don't know. We almost need to rewind to see some of that. Blue says GG. And it's a 1v1 now between red and orange. And we'll see who wins that because orange is making some progress over here. But dang, that was intense, man. That was so intense. Very well played from blue, by the way. Like, Christar, he was one of the favorites to win this. But then things started to fall apart. And I think he really played this one exactly how he would have needed to when he encountered every situation. The only, like, small thing I'll say is I think he underestimated the south and he played his hand and showed his strength a little early, and that's why he ended up losing his flanks and everything else. But dang, that was an amazing escaping attempt there. The red's kind of struggling to hold things together here, like kind of trickling in units. I think red's making new buildings though, and I mean red's king is over here, orange's king is over here. It's just gonna take a long while regardless. I think that the unit composition for orange is ultimately the biggest problem, because eventually, like, full Bohemian Halberdier is just going to wreck the cav, and you have to have, like, I mean, there's not much that you can do against Bohemians in the first place. The civ's so well-rounded, but, I mean, you just can't be going cav against the halb and only cav against the halb. Like, I think some Gebetto from your castles could be really cool. You know, or maybe some champions. I think ideally Gebetto, but anything you really think of is just going to be tricky. The red's going to have to bring some of the army from down here, but red will get there, and you can see red still is starting to produce from this area now. hasn't really lost a lot of space here, right? Like, lost some buildings, but has simply just rebuilt those. Buildings aren't really an issue. We hope red wins by onager cutting to orange's king. That would be a pretty long onager cut as things stand. Also, the Farimba Cavalier are no joke. That extra attack is helping them shred the halves more than you'd think. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just red just needs to get his groups together. I think that's been the weakness. Okay, so they won't have trade anymore. Or maybe I'm wrong. I got to pay attention to where this trade is actually going to. The trade won't be great anymore anyways. Great game. A fun one. And not how I expected. Like, I was thinking... I would not have expected that orange be top score at this stage. I was thinking, like, blue or red. And there was just so many fun little things. Like, teal, if you're watching this... Red was not to be trusted. Not to the level that you thought he was anyways. But it was, you know, maybe you were going to kill red eventually too. Who knows? But to me, it was so cool to see that little back and forth there between blue and red and teal. Red's producing from these barracks, man. It's taking forever. Like, come on. Certainly most competitive game of the day. Most death in this game versus the others, but orange has to know, right? Like, well, he would have been able to see it when they were allies. But who knows if he was even paying attention to it. Let's look at stockpiles with gold. Orange has more gold income with 8 on gold. That could be the 8 trade carts if they're still... No, I think the trade died, like I said. But okay, so that's 8 gold miners and 10,500 gold. Only 2,000 gold for red. So actually, I mean, that could be a pretty big deal. And Cavalier running in. You want to snipe these cannons here if you're orange, and will do so. If orange can use his own cannons to take out the castles, it would be huge. Yeah, red might not be able to make... I mean, he can make halves, obviously. But he might not be able to make halves in the long run if he's low on wood, which he is. And then he might not be able to make cannons much longer. And orange continues to realize this, and orange is pushing the castle. And I go full feudal in the Imperial Age is making red pay. This is awesome. I mean, great job from red, though, as he'll take out these cannons and repair. He's clearly paying very close attention to all this. This is bloody, man. Also, this is great. Also, don't worry, Demon Llama. Shulker does not have the power to ban you for killing him. Actually, he does have the power to ban you, but he would never abuse his power. If he does, he'll have to hide it from me. Okay. Listen, if my mods banned people every time they got killed by a player in a community game, there would have been a lot of bans over the years. Let's just put it that way. No offense, mods, okay? And I say I'm looping all mods together in this, even myself in this. We wouldn't have many people left. Okay, now the halb number's like pretty insane, right? 92 halberdiers. I guess there's these cannons showed up out of nowhere as well. Is red? Is he attacking? Okay, he's actually going to lose this fight horribly. Oh my goodness. Didn't attack there for a moment. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe no attack stance? Clearly a mistake. And pressure's on, right? And you're kind of split up. You're producing from the north. You've got this area too. King, though, is like... I don't think either player is going to be able to kill the other's king. It's just going to be a matter of wiping up the other's base. This is just a big old 1v1 right now. Not much else to it. Yeah, it's possible that he had his control group strong or something there with his army. I think he tried to get a little too fancy. Like, he wants to push from the north and then hold from the south. And easy enough to make mistakes when you do that. Oh, God. Orange, you got to be careful, man. If the cannons are hitting... Oh, wow. Okay, Orange is through. Still a big waste of gold here as well, though. Oh! Oh, Red kind of made an opening down here. Maybe he will go for an epic cut. Tell you what I like for Red. I like the fact that Red still has a bunch of castles, and then Orange keeps throwing army, and Orange doesn't make anything but stable units. What I don't like for Red is just lack of access to gold in the long term. And Red's clearly trying to fix that. Somewhere villagers are heading over to build those. And if that happens, things should be fine for Red, but that's kind of how I feel. The thing I like about Orange is that Orange is held, but I think it's still hitting that point where you just got to be making other units. 95 army versus 23. So, very low army number if I go full feudal. And I think with Red taking the score lead now, and Red slowly being able to gather everything together, and probably pushing from both angles, this could be the end soon for Orange. Yeah, there's a couple, like, late game things that Red could do a little bit better, right? Like this, for example. Orange says, can we pause real quick? But is saying that to Blue. So, like, I'm sure Red would be fine with a quick pause. And now he says, can we pause real quick? I always thought RQ was rage quit, by the way. What do you think? RQ. Yes. Sure, how long? Just 30 seconds. Adjusting mouse. Just 30 seconds. Adjusting mouse. Hand shaky. 11. Okay, go. Yes. All right, hands were shaky. Palms were sweaty. Moms were spaghetti. And they're ready to go already. Let's go. All right. Yo, Yip Yip. I'm very happy to hear the percentage has gone way up. Congratulations on that. Take it as a huge positive. Happy to be here for you. I keep looking over here because, like, the tryhard in me is just like, Red has population up here. But it's not. He's still owning over here. He's still doing so many amazing things, so. Yeah, Red's Vil count, good question. 99. So it's 99 versus 103 there. That's actually pretty close. It's just going to have to be a slow claw here for Red, and he's going to have to whittle down Orange's buildings, which is what's happening. So. Normally, I'd say Orange needs to prep for a snipe, but I don't think Orange could actually do that. Now this will get interesting, because Cav and Gabetto, granted, the Gabetto can be melted by the cannons, but this is what we were talking about earlier. And I think that pause was also Orange just thinking, what other units can I make here? Okay, Gabetto take that cannon, take that cannon, take that cannon, and they're really good against Halbs. Orange isn't finished yet. Checking the stockpiles, bottom left. You'll notice resources could be there for a wonder for I go full feudal. It was just brought up in my chat. I forgot about it, so I imagine the players forgot about it. But I do allow Relic and Wonder Victory in these games. God, the Gabetto are so low HP, though, if they ever get hit by these cannons. This is important, though, for Red. Like, having more villagers on gold now means that more cannons can be made. But a lot of progress is going to be lost here. Wow, these guys must be pretty solid elo. Like, they're playing pretty good. Gabetto fires so slow. Like, it's a decent unit, don't get me wrong. But it bothers me so much that the Chakram exists. And how, like, amazing the Chakram is compared to the Gabetto. Like, I feel like it's so disrespectful to the Gabetto, you know? You usually never see it. I'm finally seeing it. Imagine if these were Chakrams. It would be nightmare scenario for Red. I think the problem for Red, again, is like you've got to keep the cannons all together, Halbs in front, and it's just a slow crawl, and it's so hard to control Halb's siege. And Orange is right back on top. Right back on top with population. Right back on top with potential, but this game could continue for a lot longer. Trackham was nerfed in the latest patch. Yeah, I recognize that, but I still think the unit's insane. I wonder, like, it would also depend largely on how the units would engage, right? Like, If it's a big ball, obviously Chakram is very strong. If it's like one-on-one, kind of like this, Gebeto might in theory be a little bit better. I want to keep looking at the amount they have on gold. Right? Because Reds has gone up there now. So this is, again, just going to go on forever. Where is that gold income? Very peaceful over here. Yeah, most of the gold's over there. It's interesting. Like, I feel like if either Civ had Siege Ram, it would make sense for them to go for Siege Rams to clear up the buildings. But yeah, just some form of siege to take out the buildings. Actually, Gebeto are really good at taking out buildings. You could just do that as well. You think Chakrams are still great against infantry, but dive to Cav? Yeah, but they have a civilization that has additional melee armor for their camels and do additional bonus damage. So why would making Cav is always, at least if they have the enemy, the Gajara player has gold, right? It's still a very tricky thing. Oh! These ladies are getting smashed, man. But hey, the light cap go over and you'll take that trade, right? You'll take that trade anytime. Couple cannons going down. Blue says, hopefully Orange sees all the gold at the top. Yeah, it is up there. Orange could pay attention to that. But Orange hasn't really taken a peek there. Orange doesn't seem to be too concerned with that at the moment. Or at the very least, is just focused on controlling the army. Okay, guys. I was talking about the Gebeto getting hit in the face with rocks. Have some respect, please. All right? They just died horrible. Oh! They died horrible deaths. Guys. Yo, cannon dudes, can you calm down? These poor Gebeto can't even kill 2 units. There we go. Finally. Poor Orange. Like, Orange is probably doing a million other things, and that's what we see. Okay, resource check. We've got... I mean, the stockpile's still not great for Red, but I also think he's maybe doing a slightly better job at spending it. For the love of God, though, I wish he just wouldn't produce from the north for a minute, and he just produced only from home. Produce and focus only in one spot, because I think switching focus is having an issue for him, so... Calm down, people. Calm down. Okay, we got Rams. I like it. We talked about it before. It just feels like these Gebeto fire so slow compared to other units, but they are awesome. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They're very low HP. 45 HP for elite. I was trying to think, what's the lowest HP elite unit in the game? But I think pretty sure that's a Karambit, right? I think Karambit wins that. I mean, the Halbs actually do a decent amount of damage to the Gebeto just because, again, of the HP issue. And this game continues. And dare I say they haven't really made a lot of progress on either side? Guys, they get 0 elo if they win this, by the way. 0. 0 points. Just pride. And pride's all that matters. Let's see. Maybe there's a potential snipe, you know, with a cut this way. We talked about that earlier, but Red's too distracted. Hard to manage that. And Red just says, you know what? Let's end it with style. And Red's making a wonder. That's the great tiebreaker. And now we have Orange making a wonder. Send everyone. Send everyone. Orange is like, crap. I forgot about that. Oh, man, but Red already had the maximum amount building here. And that is... It's not going to end the game. But that changes the game. And this is something that could have happened a long time ago, obviously. I'm glad Red thought of it. 1,000 wood, 1,000 stone, 1,000 gold, and a lot of villager time to build a wonder. But you can win with it. And Red says, with a wonderful wonder. And I'm not even sure if I've ever seen the Bohemian Wonder. I've seen the Malian Wonder. I remember at one point, I think it was at the end of a 24-hour stream. I think it's the Mosque of the Jenne. Does anyone remember this? Can someone verify that that's the Malian Mosque? Or the Malian Wonder? Anyways, I was like 23 and a half hours into a 24-hour stream. Dave had been with me the majority of the time. And we had never seen the Malian Wonder yet. And we saw it, and we were very judgmental of the Wonder. We didn't think it was impressive. And then I realized like how important that building was to the Malian people, and I felt really bad afterwards. But it's not the most impressive Wonder ever, in my opinion. There's a lot of, and that's not saying it's bad, it's just a lot of competition out there. That's all. Still trying to remember what this thing looks like. Also, how many years is it going to be? I think it's going to be 350. We have about 90% now for red. It was, by the way, the perfect reaction from orange to try and make his own. But too little, too late, obviously. Yeah, all the other buildings for Bohemians look awesome. And here we go. I've never seen that before. It's not what I expected, but I still like it a lot. I think it looks pretty cool. These three guys agree. They won't even go back to work yet. They're just staring at it. Yep. Yep. Good job, guys. Good stuff. Wow, that is cool. All right. And then I'd give that like a... Yeah, this is like on the... This should be like the evil building subreddit. It does look like an angry building. I like how it has like the little crest there. Okay, so if you've never seen the Mosque of the Jenne before, so you've got this building, which I think looks pretty cool. And then you've got this. Right? If you look it up, if you Google it, it's pretty cool, right? And it has some historical significance. However, it doesn't have that like wow factor that some of the other wonders do. So, cool wonders all around. We now have a countdown at the top right. And we have champion upgrade on the way right now for full feudal. And maybe the Gabetto just not as strong as you would like. And I really like the champion switch. It's just like so much easier to control. You can do just what Red's doing and just toss them in willy-nilly and not have the stress about it. Now, what you could do, actually, is you could take out Red's Wonder, which is a lot easier than taking out Red's King. And if you do that, and your Wonder's still standing, you can win. I think full champion could be insane here. Let's look at stockpiles again. Okay, so gold's not really there for orange. We would need to see red at archery ranges to go for hand cannons. Red should be doing that now after seeing the champions. Crazy game, though. Both players played so well. And look at orange even trying to raid the gold and red realizing that. We do have miners here. Like, it feels like if orange loses this game, this is the reason. It's just, like, not taking the gold. That's so important. T90, can I talk you into a CBA Kami game to close out the stream? You know what I'm not sure on? I'm not sure if Capture Rage actually, like, works well with that. I was thinking about that this week. I went into multiple CBA lobbies and said, I'm looking for good CBA games. I'd love to make CBA content. Use my Discord and submit the games there. I'd love to like, cover good games, and I meant it. As far as I know, there have been 0 submissions. So that's the route to go. I don't know if we'll want to do community games with that. But, like, I used to play that all the time, man. People need to hear about it. I want to talk about it and, like, talk strategy, etc. It's a really, really cool scenario. And it's also a great, like, intro to the game scenario for people who don't want to get overwhelmed with some of the other things. So I like it. I don't play it anymore, but I appreciate it. And I think there's cool things to talk about with that game. So, tell a friend. Submit the games. I'm genuinely interested in talking about it. Oh, man, these cannons backing away into their little corner. But the light cav are still getting in close enough, and that's a lot of gold down the drain now for red. Who actually just added his own champions, which I guess isn't awful against other champions. I can probably submit one. I don't know if it's that great. Well, at this point, just submit. The problem as well is I think a lot of lobbies don't have recorded games turned on, so a lot of people might not have recs. But that's easy enough if you are in a lobby to change that. Yeah, it's a very gatekeepy scenario in our community because it's so easy to not know what you're doing and think you know what you're doing, and then the people who've been playing it that and only that for years can be very rough at times, in my experience anyways. But my goal is to, like, talk about it, show how cool it can be, explain how it works, and that can get more players for the scenario if people are down, and then inform more people, too, which should be better for everybody. It stands for Castle Blood Automatic, and you don't have economy, you just have units, and there's different things you have to try and accomplish. Yeah, scenario community in general has always been very gatekeepy. It's been my experience since I've been a part of Age for God knows how long. Dude, Orange, you have gold here, man. I guess he's just having fun microing his units. Tried it once, then was kicked out second rounds, probably because I was too new. Yeah, maybe. But again, it's cool and I could explain it and I think it'd be fun, but I just need actual videos. But so it is, the scenario community is very gatekeepy in Age of Empires 2, unfortunately. But also, they're not even I'd say majority of them don't even pay attention to or care about standard Age of Empires. I joined a couple lobbies just to say hey guys, you mind if you want to send a couple recs, I could talk about this and cast this or whatever, it'd be really cool. And 3 people were really jerkish to me. And I don't want to come off the wrong way here, because I don't want anyone to treat me differently than they treat anyone else. But either A, they were not treating me differently than they would treat anyone else, and the way they treat everyone else is pretty crappy then. Or B, they treated me better than they would treat other people because they did know who I was, and that was still kind of jerkish. So I was a little surprised. Hey, and Orange is going to drop a TC, which is just as surprising. We've been waiting for that. Army count, 100 for Orange, 56 for Red. We'll see. Now, Dave, he used to play scenarios. He's not really, part of the community, but maybe if he ever has a good rec, let me know. No, I don't shadow ban him from community games. Okay. I mean, a lot of armies dying for Orange, but Red isn't exactly progressing. The Wonder was the perfect thing. If you're if you're ever wondering why I have Wonders in these games, it's because of these games right here. This game has not really changed or progressed from where we were 20 minutes ago. This is not to say that these guys aren't playing really well, but it's the immovable object versus the unstoppable force at this point. I don't see that changing with the way the situation is currently, and we have 200 some years. Now, White Knight, the other thing too is I don't necessarily want to do a community game version. I want to cast an organic game that's actually happening around the community, just like I would if I get a recorded game in some other capacity. Shed some light on it, and then maybe eventually, if I want to set up community games, we can. But it's pretty interesting. It's not as interesting as normal Age of Empires, but I spent thousands of hours playing only scenarios when I first started playing this game, and I feel like I could have done some really cool content with scenarios considering my background there, right? In the form of casting, though, right? Instead of just playing them, which playing's great, but it's not casting. Orange is paying attention to that gold, man. I really believe if Orange had maybe sent all the champions here and had champions 15 minutes ago or whatever, that Orange would be pushing Red and Red would have nothing left. Oh my god, guys. Are you sensing it? This might actually be a photo finish. Well, I appreciate that, White Knight. Thank you, Shelops. Look at this. Red is at the limit in terms of gold. I'm not seeing any gold mining happening. Orange now has gold. And orange is starting to push. No way. Orange is starting to make some progress. And Castle's gonna... It's not gonna be enough. You need to have Trebs, probably. Or you need to onager cut through, which is what I think orange is gonna try and do. Could actually make a dash around to the Wonder with those light cav. So hard to push the Bohemians. You make one mistake and everything dies. I think he might have lost sight of his onager at the moment. Now, I'm thinking the photo finish is orange taking out red's Wonder. I think there's potential for that. He's clearly just trying to cut through so he can run in. I think he's made a gap for himself. Here he goes. Yep, he's through. Red notices there's a hole. Red sending Vils. Not going to be in time. Now, I don't think this is going to end the game. But I think it's a pathway. Oh! I think it's just something that orange can do to distract. Like, he's got good strategy here. He knows distract on this area and then try and push the castle. Oh, man, but he can't really move around. Then he lost all of his cannons. So, as exciting as that idea was, Bohemian Halberdiers and cannons still just insane. Sneakaville. Yo, if you could... Yeah, I guess you can't dock because red's going to be over here. You got to go with monks, convert the cannons, and then that's all just too crazy. Okay, Wonder defense for red. Red's definitely not going to kill this king. 160 years now. Yeah, but Shulker, if you've ever tried to onager cut through the wood lines, it takes so much focus, and then all this army would die. Like, he wouldn't be able to slowly onager cut a whole way around and also do everything else. And if he wasn't focusing here as much, I'm sure red would start to think that something's up. He's got to break through the walls, man. Like, or get around the walls. That's the key, and then we can run in. And red has added hand cannons now, too. So even though red has limited gold, red's army comp is still really strong. Red. I'm seeing a lot of gold mining happening. Red might actually just have 0 on gold right now. But why would you need gold when you have Hufnitze? I don't know. Orange seems to be running out of ideas right now. Halbs are also looping around here. And every time orange has siege, it gets sniped by red siege. 85 units killed from just this group. Not too bad. Orange did try and onager around the walls once. And sometimes players just give up then. They're just like, I can't do it. I've got to try rams now. I've tried the cannons. I've tried the onager. Now I have to try rams. Rams is just not going to work. Siege ram, maybe. But you don't get siege ram as the Malians. Oh, man. Castle here also has 120 kills. Like, the fortifications have been amazing. And again, more snipes. Oh, man. Must be so fun to play in red's position right now. Yeah, what orange needed a long time ago was some trebs. Like, when the side attack was happening, if there were 4 or 5 trebs here, this castle would at least be down. But it still seems like too little too late from orange as we close in on the 100-year mark. Let's look at orange's gold count. Remember, orange had to play really well to get here. They're both really low on gold now, but orange has more gold income. Doesn't seem like any progress is being made, and I think orange is slowly starting to realize that this is just not winnable from here. Would have been close. He was actually really unfortunate with his onager cut too, because he had to come this way. So when he onager cut, if there would have been fewer trees here, he could have run all the way back into red's eco and done damage there. And, well, okay, this is a good attempt. This is about as solid as using capped rams against Hufnitze. Orange says, no chance I can convince you to delete your wonder, question mark? Worth a shot. Yeah, I mean, true. I don't know how satisfying that win would be if he actually deletes it. What if he deleted it and then pushed forward and killed orange? The red says T90 will be sad. Well, okay. I know you don't want to give up a win that you very much deserve too. But there might be some sadness on my part if you were to do that. It's too wonderful. And Orange is like, no, actually, I think he'd be impressed by your sportsmanship. Yeah, try and convince him, man. Try and convince him. 400 gold is what Orange had the last I checked. It's 500 gold now. That's 2 trebs. I don't think 2 trebs is enough. You'd need so many volleys, and there's nothing stopping Red from just deleting a couple wall pieces and popping out. Okay, here's some cannons. No siege engineers. So it's 12 range versus 13 range from the other cannons, plus their Hufnitsa cannons. This has been a good game. It's been a long game, but it's been a game that I've enjoyed. I hope other people have enjoyed it too. Also, of course, for those celebrating, Merry Christmas as we lead up towards the holidays. By the way, oh God. Oh, sad times. By the way, exciting news. There will be a new Fat Slob episode if all goes as planned. I believe that will be Christmas Day. It's been a long time since I've dove into Fat Slob's journey, and he has been active, and I haven't looked at the games just yet, but with Fat Slob, there's always something. So I always like to do that on like special occasions, and it'd be good to see what the guy's been up to, what his rating's been like, if there's been any crazy strategies people have tried against him. So this is what I meant, right? Like nothing stopping Red from just actually opening up these walls and then actually massacring Orange. No, Fat Slob's not on DE. He'll never touch DE. But Orange says, I think it's GG. I can't break through. Well played. Oh, very well played. And I agree with everything there. I agree. I think at this point, you probably can't make it. Not in time anyways, because of the wonder. And I think Red played a really good game. Red did a good job, like, teetering on the edge of being allies with everybody, communicating with everybody. Like, there was a point where Teal and Blue hated each other. And yet Red was talking to Blue about where Teal's king was and the potential of sniping it. But then also killing Blue at the same time. Like, he was really sneakily just in a strong position, right? Like, he was a good player, obviously. But he had his king safe. And he was just like, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. But he never really was. And everything worked out in his favor. I think the most interesting thing in this game, though, was the conversation between Blue and everybody else. Like, I know Crystar didn't win this game, but Crystar had some amazing Diplo. And at the very least, it was just really entertaining. And he made the most out of a really bad situation for him. Also, his king was on the run for like 3 minutes. So like that's when his king, this is where his king ends up dying. Where's his king at this point in the game? Like, I gotta go all the way back. I actually want to see this because I didn't see the whole thing. We didn't see this because this is when Teal was about to die. So let's go back. Look at this. Let's just fast forward through this real quick. Maybe not that fast. Obviously, a ton of alerts here. It's like, I don't know if Red knew at this point. This is so cool. You lose the king, you're dead. But if you keep running and you have faith, you can always survive. Yeah, he took out a couple cannons there. All right, there he goes. Continues to move. Hesitated there. You could tell the king really wanted to give up. He's like, oh, this is too much work. I should just let them take me. It's not worth the pain. And my favorite part is how Red's cannons keep killing the halbs that are chasing. This was also an amazing escape. He's like, oh, I got a click wall. No, I didn't. Oh, crap. And Red knew at this point, right? So Red continues to chase, and then at this point, he's, I think, one hit away from everything. He blocked with a pig? Okay, and there he goes. Finally dies. I think he would have died anyways. But yeah, sorry for rewatching that. I felt like we needed to, and it's definitely something that was special enough to show. Let's look at the statistics, shall we? See how many kills happened in this game. There were a lot of them. I go full feudal. 1850 on the kill chart there. 1730 though for Emperor in a bucket. So those two guys were kings in this game. Actually, very surprising how few kills Blue has when you look at it. Because remember, Blue is dominating, or not really dominating, but in a position to dominate. The reason that changes because of the cataphracts, though, right? Like, Jubberdunkus wasn't alive in this game for very long. But Jubberdunkus' cataphracts were just so freaking strong against Celts. Great Civ matchup. Here's the eco. Obviously, you need gold for a lot of the things we saw in this game, and Jubberdunkus had, full feudal had more food and had more gold. Was pretty close, obviously, with red. And again, that's why those two were able to last so long. Again, I think it was very winnable for Orange, that 1v1, but the 1v1s are always tricky. Orange even had to pause because he was exhausted and his wrist was hurting or cramping. I forget exactly which. So that combined with the pressure and probably not playing 2-hour-plus long Age of Empires 2 games all the time could lead to, a couple mistakes here or there. But man, their elo is really good. Like, those guys performed way better than your average player in a community game. So hats off to both of them because they played very well and I enjoyed it.